This is Hadassah, and we will be discussing, I guess, your experience being from Kenya. My assignment was on cardiovascular disease among adult Kenyan women. So growing up, did you even know what cardiovascular disease was?
Oh, not really. I didn't know what that was. And I guess then people were more healthy than they are today. So we didn't have a lot of people dying from it, and it wasn't popular. It was not very well known.
Yeah. So, and now everything's more processed. The foods are different in Kenya, trying to pick up the, the American diet, if you will. So do you think if we went to Kenya right now and I said, CVD is cardiovascular disease, and I said, people think that is just one name, but there's multiple diseases that fall under cardiovascular disease. Do you think you could even name, I'm putting you on the spot, this is a quiz, you're like, you can't leave the room. Do you think you could name even two what you think are cardiovascular diseases?
Maybe I can. I'm just gonna guess, but you could have done it multiple choice.
Multiple choice. Okay. Multiple choice.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna say stroke, heart attack, arrhythmia, or coronary heart disease.
Stroke.
So the answer is all of those are. But you never would have known that because most people don't think about CVD being multiple things. So I guess to circle back with my lovely cards I have here, what do you think, so when you were growing up, did you go to the doctor? Did anyone even talk about health? Or was it just like, hey, you're a Kenyan woman, good luck, and whatever happens, happens?
Yeah, no, really. I don't remember going to the doctors. Going to the doctors was considered a scary thing. So I think when I was growing up in our household, everybody was healthy.
Okay.
And you get things like malaria, diarrhea once in a while because people drink water from, not very clean water.
Yes.
But not these heart attacks, strokes. They were not common when I was growing up.
But then when you came to the US, you probably see that heart attack is so prevalent. Strokes are so prevalent. So was that weird for you?
It was, because I especially didn't think that women get it.
Yeah.
Because I had never seen a woman.
Wow, you've never? Okay.
Well, back in Kenya growing up, I never saw a woman suffer from a stroke or heart attack because it's considered something that is caused by high stress, very high stress.
So that's crazy because here you hear every other day someone has a heart attack, which is very alarming. So you've never seen, that's, honestly, they might get malaria and diarrhea, but it seems like they have a not so stressful life and don't have heart attacks. So it's kind of
but now I think it's a little bit more stressful because everybody changed their lifestyle. But it's still, I don't think it's very common.
So actually, from all my research for this assignment, is it's maybe a genetic predisposition, but African women, they actually have a higher rate of having cardiovascular disease, which is very interesting because other diseases, it might be Hispanic, other diseases might be white, but everyone has their own theory of like, maybe it was something you guys were eating, maybe it's just a genetic component that no one really knows. But we won't touch too much on that because that's getting into like genetics and all this other stuff. But
too complicated.
But now that you're living in the United States, do you go to the doctor regularly? Like, what do you do to get checked to see, like, is my heart okay? Do you ever have a stress test or do any of these things? Or are you kind of like still in that Kenyan mindset of like, I'm fine, women don't get this?
Yeah, no. I do my annuals every year. I have to go for my annuals, and then they check and they don't find anything. So but I have to do the annuals every year. You have to.
But in Kenya, does anyone say you have annual checkups, or is it just go when you think you're dying?
Yes, there's a group of people that can afford to do annual. There's a group that can't. So it's just very different. But people are now more aware of their health and how important it is to stay healthy.
So do you think people have gotten more aware because of social media, because of just like seeing anyone they know get sick? I think it has a lot to do with the media, me personally.
The media, and also they are educated more, and they also want to live longer. They want to enjoy their money.
Yeah, enjoy their money. I hope we definitely got that one on camera. But yeah, so they're getting, that's good though, because Kenyans before didn't have the best education, so now they're getting smarter, they're more educated, they're more progressive. The women I've talked to from Kenya are forward thinking and not just sitting at home cooking and cleaning for their husbands anymore. You know, they're trying to get out and get jobs. So I guess, what do you think, if you went back there today, I know you said that people probably do go to the doctor more often, but do you think anything could be done to help promote annual checkups, or like know the signs and symptoms? Do you think anyone even cares to know the signs and symptoms of like cardiovascular disease?
Yeah, they do. There is a change in the health arena. Again, there's more education, there's more awareness, there's more wanting to live long. I think the lifespan has extended. Before, it was strange to hear that people were dying at 50. That's too young.
Yes.
Yeah, so now because people are learning about health, they want to live longer. They are aware of medical checkups and all that stuff, so they can catch stuff before it's really too late.
Yes, I think the old school Kenyans would be like, never go, and then it's too late. And now it's more preventative. Yeah. Like the checkups, things like that. But I still don't think that's really changing anyone's eating habits as much, because now everything's sugar and fried and processed. But I do think they're like, well, if I'm going to keep eating this junk, I should probably go to the doctor, right?
Right, yeah. And also, I think getting more healthy, but of course, you know, this American junk food has been introduced not just in Kenya, but to the rest of the world.
I am so sorry as an American. I'm so sorry for ruining your country with my Americans. I know, we're sorry. On behalf of America, I really do apologize, because I think we have just like ruined some amazingly stress-free, healthy lifestyles with our way of living. And now that you're in the US, you probably see both sides, the Kenyan side of when you go home and the American side, and you're just, I think you're in a cool position though, because you can almost like go back and forth and
choose. But also coming from Kenya, I can remember like we never used to eat chocolate, cakes, and all these sweet desserts.
Oh, I have a croissant in the kitchen. I was actually going to offer you for your,
for
your ride home. No, I'm really going to give you a croissant.
You have pineapple?
Maybe. We can go back there. After this video, we're going to go look. We're going to go look.
I'm staying healthy.
I'm a bad influence, but I'm just trying to give you the croissant so I don't have to eat it. So yeah, I think that's like, I just wanted to touch on, instead of having a robotic, boring conversation, just kind of, because it's not every day I run into a Kenyan woman living in the United States. So I was always I love traveling and seeing cultures. And and even when I went to Kenya, people there probably could eat something that an American here would never think about eating, you know? So I personally, with this degree of the Master of Public Health, want to figure out how to just like keep the motivation going and make it almost like a cool thing to like, go to the doctor, get checked, see what's happening. Even if there's nothing wrong, it's better, like what's the saying, better be safe than sorry. So
but I think the other question is, can everybody afford to go to these annual checkups? You know, they're expensive. And so I think that's where the women are more disadvantaged.
That's a great point, because in the same like research I've been doing is all the like little social media posts I've been making, it's the women are expected to do one thing, they're branching out, but the US dollar compared to the Kenyan is a huge discrepancy. I don't know what the ratio is right now. The
$1 is 100 shillings.
100 shillings. So it's
so $100.
Yeah, so
10,000 shillings.
So that's a lot. So like, do we need to get more doctors there for free? And there's a huge number of people in the community that need doctors, but there's not enough doctors and nurses actually to support the Kenyan people, which is something else I researched. So
Doctors Beyond Borders, did you see that? There's a group of
they need to send more. It's just tough, because here even the US system is so expensive that people are dying every day just because insurance wants to charge you an arm and a leg. And the same thing is probably true in Kenya, even though the money is not the same. In a way, it kind of is, you know?
Yeah, it's all about money. There's no free treatment anymore. So it's even the things that are preventable, the sicknesses that are preventable still end up killing people.
Yes, because even if I can educate you, I read you all these cards and give you all this knowledge, you might say the annual checkup is 100 shillings and I don't have that.
Right.
So then what? That you have to find someone that's not so greedy to be willing to help you, and then it's like you need a doctor for every person. It's just, so there has to be, I think, it's a systemic issue.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But also, recently we've seen the Kenyan women really wanting to get healthy, like them asking us about health and wellness, because they're realizing they need to stay fit. They need to exercise, they need to eat right, they need medical checkups, which is really encouraging to see that.
No, that's great. And the Zoom calls we've been on for us and then the Kenyan women, it's so awesome to see like them wanting to be different. Because growing up as an American, you know, we just were taught, oh, they're gonna stay there, they're, you know, like they have to stay and cook and clean and have kids. But now it's really like branching out. They're becoming professional, like they want to work, they want to have their own independence, their health. So my goal will be to figure out a way to make it less of a systemic issue, even if I have to go and create something to have people donate to get doctors or nurses or anyone there, or even just resources of like, hey, here's how you can stay healthy. But yeah, I could talk.
Can people check their own?
They can check their blood pressure, like even blood pressure. They can check their, you know, glucose levels with those little sticker things. And
I think that would be even a better way to do it.
Yeah.
So if they catch it, then they can figure out what do I do now that something is.
Or if we can figure out a way to like, the red flag is being waved, help. Then they can say like, okay, now I need to go to the doctor.
Exactly. Yeah.
So anything we can do to like, it's just a very interesting. The stuff I read is very interesting. But thank you so much. I'm glad we did it this way. It's a little bit more casual and authentic, I believe. So
yeah.
Do you have any questions other than what we've talked about? I'm sure you have a lot, but I know you want that croissant in the kitchen. So
I can't wait to eat the croissant. I need to put my sugar level high.
Yes, I can't have you, don't worry, but if that happens, you may run into these list of common cardiovascular diseases from all the croissants that might block your...
Just one croissant?
One might, but don't worry, I'll make sure that you run around the parking lot afterwards to burn it off, okay? So because exercise will help, you know, pump that blood.
So are you saying that we can eat all these things and go run around the yard?
Some people do that,
and
honestly.
It helps.
Hey, it'll help burn the calorie intake, but it might not help
the sugar level.
Burn the plaque that is building up in your arteries. That's a question for a cardiologist.
Okay, I have to rethink the croissant.
Okay. We will think about the croissants, and thank you so much for coming in. And I'm sorry we had to meet here, but it was the best, and actually the best place to possibly meet.